5 ways to get a teenager with contamination OCD back into school. Hi, I'm Julie and I've parented a child with OCD, so I know how challenging it can be, especially around school issues. So here are 5 tips on how to get your teenager with contamination OCD back into school. Number 1, try and arrange to meet with the head of year or the headmaster and agree a way where they can discreetly support you with the challenges you're facing. Number 2, try and agree a safe space where your child can work, so if they suddenly feel anxious, they can actually go somewhere without asking for permission or without drawing attention to OCD. Places could include the school library, the wellbeing centre, a spare classroom, just anywhere where they feel they can just get up if anxiety kicks in and just go and work somewhere else. Number 3, the third tip on getting a child with contamination OCD is to agree or try to agree on being able to do exposure therapy outside of school. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, just let's suppose that your child has got an issue with going into a certain classroom. If you're actually getting support with a therapist or somebody from CAMS, what we were able to do was to actually take our daughter into school after hours, and the person from CAMS would work with her then with exposure therapy. So that would consist of, it might even just be going up as far as the door handle. Then it could be touching the door handle with a barrier in place, like a hanky or a plastic bag. Then it could be touching the handle without a plastic bag or the barrier in place. Then it could just be stepping one step in and then back out. That's just one example how you can do exposure after school hours without everybody sort of being aware of what you're doing. Number 4 is to try and agree flexible hours, because if your teenager is anything like mine, a simple compulsion going wrong in the morning can just have a really bad start to the day. And it can be bad not just for them but for you as well, because suddenly you can be late for work, your other child can be late for school, and it can be really challenging. So therefore, again, just try and keep schools in the loop and just try and get some flexibility in place. For example, if you can't get them in for the first or the second lesson, then just ask, can they come in a bit later? Can they come in after the first break, or can they come in after lunch break? Because getting your child into school any time is better than not getting them in at all. And then number 5, the last tip of trying to get your teen into school with contamination school is to ask teachers not to draw attention to OCD, because some of the most frustrating situations I had is where my daughter's coming home in floods of tears because teachers are screaming at her, why is she leaving her maths book in the cupboard? Why isn't she taking her art folder home? Why isn't she taking a school bag home? Teachers, there can be a reason why a child has left something deliberately in school, and that can often be due to contamination OCD. So please try and show some understanding and don't draw attention to it. Another way teachers can draw attention is where there's all this sort of competition now between form tutors of who can have the least amount of absenteeism in the classroom. Again, that isn't healthy. A child with OCD already feels bad that they're losing out on their schooling. They don't need the added pressure of feeling they're then affecting their schoolmates as well, because the school attention, the whole class and the averages are going down. So let's forget data and statistics at the moment. Let's just help our teenagers and give them the support they need with contamination OCD and other mental health illnesses as well. Hope this has helped. If it has, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please pop a question in the comments section if there's anything else I can help you with on the topic of trying to get your teen with contamination OCD back into school.